Like clockwork, Apple has stayed completely silent, offering no official details about the iPhone 17 or even confirming that the device exists. But if you've followed Apple for a while, you know that's not unusual. Ask them about future plans and you'll usually be met with a firm no comment. It's classic Apple, enigmatic, deliberate, and always in control of the narrative. But here's the thing. Apple may not say much, but its history speaks volumes. By looking at past iPhone launches and layering on a few credible rumors, we can start to sketch out a pretty compelling picture of when the iPhone 17 might land. With a bit of logic and a glance at the calendar, it's surprisingly easy to narrow it down to a likely date. If there's one safe bet in the tech world, it's that new iPhones arrive in September. And that's not a hunch. That's nearly a decade of precedent. Apple clearly has a soft spot for September, using it year after year as the stage for its biggest show. I've been covering Apple since before the iPhone even existed. I was there when Steve Jobs unveiled the original iPhone in January 2007. But since those early, unpredictable days, Apple has become almost ritualistic in its fall product launches. Just look at the timeline. With the rare exception of 2020, when the chaos of the COVID-19 pandemic delayed the iPhone 12 launch into October, September has been the consistent sweet spot. Yes, global disruptions like trade tensions or supply chain hiccups could still throw a wrench into things. But right now, there's no major indication that Apple's well-oiled machine will break rhythm. Zoom in further and a clearer pattern emerges. Apple doesn't just like September, it loves early September. Launch events usually happen in the first half of the month, followed by retail availability about 10 days later. That timing gives Apple a head start on the all-important holiday sales quarter, which means everything to the company's bottom line. Of course, there have been exceptions. Remember the iPhone 14 Plus? It didn't ship until October 2022, 2 weeks after its siblings. The iPhone XR in 2018 and the iPhone X in 2017 also saw delayed retail launches. What do all these models have in common? They were new design directions, just like the rumored iPhone 17 Air. That's worth keeping in mind if Apple ends up staggering its releases again this year. Now, are there solid leaks nailing down the exact iPhone 17 release date? Not yet, and that's to be expected. It's still early in the year, and those specifics usually surface closer to launch. But a scan of current rumor roundups points to a general consensus. September 2025 is where everyone's placing their bets, not because of some secret leak, but because, historically, Apple always sticks the landing. So could we go even further and pinpoint a specific day? Maybe. Apple has a habit of holding events on Tuesdays, and in September 2025, there are two such dates in the first half, September 2 and September 9. The second comes right after Labor Day in the US, and it's hard to imagine Apple planning a massive event right after a long weekend. That makes September 9 the most likely candidate for the big reveal. If they go off script and opt for a Wednesday instead, September 10 becomes the next best guess. Following the traditional 10-day timeline that would put the iPhone 17 models in stores on September 19, unless, of course, the rumored iPhone 17 Air follows a staggered schedule. Let's be crystal clear. All of this is based on patterns, not guarantees. Apple could very well break tradition and surprise us all. But based on everything I've seen over the years, September 9 feels like a date worth circling on the calendar. We'll find out soon enough if history repeats itself, and if this educated guess turns out to be spot on. The newest leak offers another peek at the iPhone 17 Pro Max's rear, and it's turning heads. According to reliable leaker Majin Buu, the iPhone 17 Pro is taking a bold leap forward with a completely overhauled camera module, leaving the iPhone 16 Pro's setup in the rearview mirror. Internal comparisons suggest a tighter, more compact arrangement, hinting at cutting-edge sensors or all-new camera tech. And visually, the camera island is getting a polished makeover, sleeker, cleaner, and undeniably more refined. It's clear Apple is chasing both performance gains and aesthetic finish. So here's the million-dollar question. Do you prefer the tried-and-true look of the 16 Pro, or are you ready to embrace the daring and modern redesign of the 17 Pro? Meanwhile, the rumored iPhone 17 Air, the ultra-thin model everyone's buzzing about alongside the two Pro variants, is said to feature a horizontal camera island. While some speculated this shift was inspired by the Google Pixel line, sources say that that's not the case. Apple's doing its own thing, and it's making waves. A newly surfaced video from X account at Loseroy8 claims to show the iPhone 17 Pro Max case fitted onto a dummy unit, giving us our clearest glimpse yet at what could be the real deal. As expected, the cameras are still arranged in that familiar triangular layout, but the new widespan camera island now stretches across the entire back of the phone. The result? A camera bump so big it demands attention. Case manufacturers aren't wasting any time. They've already begun producing and testing early case prototypes for the new lineup. The leaked clear case for the iPhone 17 Pro Max sports a noticeably larger cutout compared to the 16 Pro Max, because that bold new camera setup needs room to breathe. Some case makers are even experimenting with an alternative design, dual cutouts, one for the triple lens camera and another for the relocated LiDAR scanner, LED flash, and microphone. Now pushed to the edge. It's a bold move, and not everyone's sold. But for fans who've been craving a fresh new look, this might just be the design shakeup they've been waiting for. In Apple, they reportedly had to make these changes. The new 48-megapixel telephoto lens is so massive, the only way to fit it was to rotate it, forcing the rest of the components to shift position. Under the hood, things get even more exciting. While early reports claimed the iPhone 17 Pro models would be powered by next-gen 3M chips, a fresh rumor suggests Apple might go even further, utilizing a tune-up process for improved performance and energy efficiency. That's next-level power. And while titanium may be out, lightweight aluminum frames could take its place, bringing a different feel to the hand. All models will come preloaded with iOS 19, promising new features, and that signature Apple polish. Thanks to former President Donald Trump's decision to exempt iPhones from tariffs, there's still a glimmer of hope that the upcoming iPhone 17 series will be within reach for many, just in time for its expected grand unveiling this September. The excitement is already in the air. Apple is gearing up to unveil its most transformative iPhone lineup in years. While we're still a few months away from the traditional September reveal, the buzz surrounding the iPhone 17 series is growing louder by the day, and from everything we've heard so far, this could be one of the most thrilling upgrades in recent memory. This year, Apple isn't just refreshing its lineup, it's redefining it. The upcoming series will include 4 models: iPhone 17, iPhone 17 Air, iPhone 17 Pro, and iPhone 17 Pro Max. Each promises a blend of sleek aesthetics, powerhouse performance, and next-level camera innovations that could raise the bar for every smartphone out there. For the first time, Apple is set to retire the iPhone Plus and introduce something brand new, the iPhone 17 Air. Nestled between the standard and Pro variants, this model is rumored to be the slimmest iPhone Apple has ever made, with a stunningly thin profile expected to fall between 5mm and 6.25mm. The Air could be the perfect balance of form and function. And it's not just slim, it's sized to please. The Air may feature a spacious 6.6-inch display sitting perfectly between the 6.3-inch base iPhone 17 and the giant 6.9-inch Pro Max. If you're someone who loves big screens but not bulky phones, this one could steal your heart. One of the biggest wishes of iPhone fans might finally be granted: high refresh rate displays for all models. That's right, the iPhone 17 series is widely expected to feature buttery smooth 120Hz ProMotion screens across the board. Combined with always-on display functionality, it'll make everything from gaming to scrolling feel ultra-fluid and modern. Apple may also be bringing a more durable, anti-reflective coating to these displays, making them easier to see in bright sunlight and tougher against everyday scratches. No more fumbling with screen protectors. While the base iPhone 17 might hold onto the familiar look and feel of the iPhone 16, complete with USB-C and the handy action button, Apple is planning a fresh matte finish for a better grip and fewer fingerprints. But the real visual shakeup, that's coming to the Pro models. Leaks hint at a bold new design choice, replacing the iconic square camera bump with a full-width aluminum camera bar. It's not just about looks. This new layout could mean better heat management and a more balanced in-hand experience. A 19 series chips, smarter, faster, cooler. Under the hood, Apple is expected to debut 2 new processors: the A19 for the iPhone 17 and 17 Air, and the more advanced A19 Pro for the 17 Pro and Pro Max. These chips are rumored to deliver a major leap in artificial intelligence performance, better thermal efficiency, and even more fluid multitasking. RAM upgrades are also on the horizon. The iPhone 17 and 17 Air might pack 8 gigs, while the Pro models could jump to a whopping 12 gigs, making them the most powerful iPhones ever, especially with Apple Intelligence, artificial intelligence, features likely becoming more deeply embedded in iOS. Cameras that could redefine mobile photography. Get ready for a huge leap in camera quality. Every iPhone 17 model is expected to boast a 24-megapixel front camera, double the resolution of current iPhones. Whether you're snapping selfies or jumping on a FaceTime call, the clarity is set to impress. On the back, the base iPhone 17 is expected to retain a dual-lens setup, while the new Air model could have a single but highly advanced 48-megapixel sensor. Meanwhile, the Pro and Pro Max are taking things to the next level with a triple 48-megapixel camera system, wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto lenses included. The Pro Max in particular might introduce 8K video recording and an 85mm equivalent portrait lens for incredible depth and detail. Even with slightly reduced optical zoom, down to 3.5x, Apple could deliver up to 7x lossless digital zoom using clever in-sensor cropping. According to Mark Gurman, Apple wants the iPhone 17 Pro to be a true professional-grade tool for photographers and videographers alike. Charging up, faster and smarter. While Apple continues to prioritize long-term battery health, the iPhone 17 series is expected to bump up charging speeds to 35-watt via wired connections, a decent improvement from the previous 30-watt cap. Exact battery sizes are still a mystery, but with larger and more advanced displays across the lineup, it's likely that Apple will also boost overall capacity to keep things running smoothly.